Elon Musk and Donald Trump went from friends to foes. Let's talk about it. They 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 talk about it. Welcome back to She Could Talk the Podcast. I'm your host, Gangali. Hey, and that's GANGALEE on all streaming platforms. If you want to check out my music, look for the glasses, look for the locks. You tell me if I can rap, okay? But over here on YouTube, on She Could Talk the Podcast, this is where I react to everything. I react to news, sports, crime, musicians, politicians, YouTubers, TikTokers. If they're talking about it, I'm talking about it, okay? All right. Now, breaking news of last week, because guys, I'm telling you, I don't be rushing to it. I kind of feel my way around these algorithms and timelines, and then whatever makes my spidey senses tingle, it rises up to the top for me. So this week here, this is something that stood out to me, was the shockingly beef that arose between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Now, I will be honest with you, and I will say this, me personally, I'm not surprised, right? I'm not surprised because Donald Trump, President Trump, already said things like he wasn't really with the electronic vehicles, the EV, movement. He didn't think that was a good thing for like people in New York and in cold weather areas to rely on 100% electric vehicle because of things like cold, where it freezes the car, flooding, where it can kind of malfunction the car and stuff like that. So he was saying we have to find a happy medium. I remember that a minute ago during the campaign, even maybe years before that, even maybe before in his first term. So that was always, I felt like it's going to be something that was going to circle back and maybe be a catalyst of some frustration for them in the future. My opinion. I don't know. My opinion. But I thought that. Now bringing it up to present day, they're beefing. DOJ scrapped. He had a red Tesla that I guess he gifted to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be riding around my red Tesla." He said he's selling it. He's done with it. But Elon dropped some crazy bombs this week on X, right? As you can see right here in front of me. But I wanted to go through it and react to it and kind of get a little insight as to what possibly might have brought us to, how we arrived here with Elon and Donald Trump. Let's go.
The very latest comment from Elon Musk is time to drop the really big bomb. President Trump at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. And earlier on in the Oval Office, President Trump foreshadowing perhaps these comments getting personal, because before President Trump did state that up until that point, when he made those previous comments, that Elon Musk did not speak about him negatively personally, but expecting that. And I wanted to share that with you right here as I pull up the exact tweet right here. But I did want to share that with you as we continue to follow this breaking news. As
it's funny because it's like two friends, two homies that are just disagreeing, and then like now we're publicly feuding, and we're seeing a lot of that lately. I don't know. I think anyone out there, guys, sage, open up the windows, do a little blessing, say a little prayer with a Psalms verse, and just protect your energy out there, guys, because there's a lot of disagreements all over the place happening, and I don't know what's causing that. It's crazy, but let's get back to this.
President Trump and Elon Musk continuing to square off and really just getting ugly with some of these comments that we are seeing from them right here. But before that, we did share this with you. This is something that President Trump has stated prior to this particular comment from Elon Musk, saying Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. So
and that's what I'm saying, low key, if you listen to President Trump during his campaign for this new term, he said that he wasn't really feeling the EV cars like that because of that. And to me, it makes sense. Do you guys remember? I remember, I don't know what winter it was, but it was a bad winter. And people in Chicago and the Midwest, it was this piles and piles of Teslas frozen out there. And then the pumps couldn't charge the vehicles because the electrical chargers were frozen, or something to that effect. And then in some instances where there were available pumps, people were cutting the cords for the copper or stuff like that, right? So it got crazy out there in those EV streets really, really quickly, which was something that was supposed to be, on the bright side of it, reducing our carbon footprint. Kind of really didn't in the grand scheme of things if the cars are getting frozen on you. I remember there was a girl on TikTok that was frozen in her Tesla, and they had to tow her. Do you guys remember that? So throughout all this time, Trump was saying like, yo, I'm not really feeling this. You know, I get it. We can make it something affordable. So for everyone, and maybe in areas where like small commutes or short distance commutes, it might work, but not everyone could benefit from it. Not in every region. So I remember that. And I thought it was funny because Elon was like, this is what we're doing. We're pushing this, and Trump's on my side. And Trump was like, all right.
Latest comment, once again, from Elon Musk is he is taking off the gloves right there, saying, quote, time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public.
You seen the videos with Epstein and Trump? You know, like all of them partied together, celebrities together.
Public. Have a nice day, DJT. So no doubt we are going to be hearing from President Trump as he doesn't take personal attacks lightly and not known to back off. In fact, President Trump usually takes to social media to very clearly make his thoughts known right here. So we are anticipating perhaps a response from President Trump in the latest round of verbal attacks from Elon Musk right there. It's continuing to evolve minute by minute, sometimes second by second, as both individuals, President Trump and Elon Musk, taking to social media 24/7, around the clock, really, to make their thoughts known, and no doubt continuing to make their thoughts known about one another right there. Well, we are going to continue to follow more news as prior to the break, we were hearing of.
So that was a Live Now Fox reaction, right, to the tweet that Elon sent stating that, you know, the obvious that he's in the Epstein files. Would I be surprised if he's in there? Probably not. You know, they come from an era in a time frame, but that stuff was it was kind of okay in a weird way. I don't know. Allegedly, don't hold me on that. I don't agree with none of that stuff. But let's continue on. There's some more stuff I wanted to react to with this ongoing new beef. They say this beef is bigger than Kendrick and Drake, so I don't know. Let's see.
From a hearing on Syria.
The bromance of the century, the improbable union of the world's richest man with the world's most powerful.
That's 24 karat gold.
But all that glitters.
So, do you guys remember when Elon had the black eye at the White House for this particular time, this couple of weeks ago? And he said that the same son, who a lot of people was like, this kid seems a little unruly. He's in there telling Donald Trump, you're not in charge. It was just all over the Oval Office, etc. And Elon's in there like, yeah, I'm the president, basically. So that same kid punched him in the eye, giving me Damien vibes. Giving me Damien. Do y'all remember Damien? Giving me Damien vibes. But yeah, this was interesting, these two, and this is a little bit more to react to. Let's get into it.
Is not gold, and yet no one could have predicted a breakup as fast, as public, and as ugly as this.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
It was this public trashing of Musk in the White House yesterday that lit the fuse for the spectacular blow-up to come.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised.
Trump was furious that Musk had publicly criticized his big, beautiful bill as an abomination that would bankrupt America. But Musk was watching on in real time and hit back immediately. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Such ingratitude. The president then hit back on his own social media platform. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, and he just went crazy. And then came the threat. The easiest way to save money is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts, to which Musk quickly replied, "Go ahead, make my day."
The bromance is over.
The alliance between the world's richest man and the world's most powerful.
So this is basically like a montage of all of the news outlets picking up the Twitter beef between Elon and Trump.
Donald Trump is imploding right now in real time before our very eyes.
The news networks could hardly believe what was unfolding, but Musk was only getting started. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. It was a jaw-dropping allegation that Musk compounded by sharing video of Trump with the deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Musk provided no evidence for his allegation, and there is none, but the accusation was nonetheless stunning. The Republicans on the Hill were quick to dismiss it.
It's just another accusation, another shiny object. There'll be another wreck on the interstate next week.
And are you not shocked by the allegations that he's in the Epstein files?
No, I don't give a shit about that.
He's accusing him, though, of being in the Epstein files.
Okay.
It's more than a billionaire spat, isn't it? Isn't this potentially dangerous for Donald Trump?
Look, you've heard some unbelievable things said on both sides. If he accused him on Epstein, what do the facts say? If it is, we're going to see everything, just like with John Kennedy murder. You bring everything out.
For the Democrats, the Schadenfreude was only too visible.
It was inevitable. We knew this was going to happen. This was like forecast.
They're happy. One side is like, we don't care, we're supporting. The other side is like, it's inevitable. We saw it coming. So both sides of the people are gonna have their reactions to it. But to me also, this is just something that I thought about just watching this and reacting to the both sides of the fence. Could it be a publicity stunt? We see a lot of those these days too. Could it be a publicity stunt to see who to kind of divide the house? I don't know. This is interesting though. So let's get back to it.
This would be something like the brick of a Macbeth play. There's all these people that are power hungry, some fishing for power, for influence.
I suppose it was in the stars. Everybody was predicting it when it first began. You've got two gentlemen with gargantuan egos and both appearing to suffer from malignant narcissistic personality disorder. And they basically converged around a common platform of plunder and pillage of the American people.
Hasn't lasted very long, this love-in.
I don't know that any of these things last very long. There'll be probably something tomorrow that'll get people all upset too.
As the spat played out, shares
the last
in Tesla
guy,
plunged.
the last representative was definitely on point because every day it's something new, right? Every day we look up and it's something new coming our way.
As investors feared, a feud with Trump would inevitably hurt Musk's business empire, and it might. While Musk is hoping to derail the president's mega spending bill and is threatening to use his cash to hurt Republicans in next year's midterm elections. It's all a far cry from this. When the two men stood shoulder to shoulder outside the White House, showing off Musk's Teslas just 3 months ago. Now, the car Trump bought in support of his first buddy, a lonely symbol of their spectacular billionaire bust-up.
So now, what becomes of the broken-hearted? Their social media posts might look flippant, but with such enormous wealth and power, the feeds of Donald Trump and Elon Musk are really inconsequential. Or as one commentator put it, I'm just so glad that one of these men has the nuclear codes and the other has all our personal data. So what consequences could there now be in Washington and indeed in Silicon?
So it's a lot more going into, let me see what goes towards the end. Let me see. Let's see here.
He took a chainsaw to government waste. He gave him a golden key in thanks. But was this relationship, now disintegrating like a SpaceX rocket, always doomed to failure?
You have the president of the free world, the richest guy on earth, one of the smartest guys on earth. Conflicts, they're kind of predictable, aren't they?
Elon Musk was never really a true MAGA follower, a billionaire whose companies rely on global trade, a close relationship with China, and the electric vehicle revolution.
We will drill, baby, drill.
And all that goes against a tariff-loving nationalist movement that is all about oil and gas. That's why Steve Bannon, one of Trump's longtime supporters, has always accused Musk of being an opportunist.
They're not populists. I tease Elon all the time. If I could turn him from a techno-feudalist globalist to a populist nationalist, we could make some progress here.
While the MAGA world rejoices, what will happen to the other tech billionaires who lined up to attend the inauguration?
I'm sure if we were in the boardrooms or in the private conversations with the tech lords today, they are extremely nervous about this fight and beginning to understand that there are fundamental elements of the MAGA movement that are not in sympathy with the future they imagine.
That nervousness will depend on whether Trump hurts Musk, using the powers of the government to not just roll back electric vehicle subsidies, but perhaps even cut other federal contracts with Musk's SpaceX company. All this coming at a time when Musk is already feeling the economic and political pressure.
He's taken a series of hits and defeats. Doge is a failure. The Tesla brand has been deeply hurt both domestically and internationally by his fervent support for MAGA. So I think it's probably
I don't know. I think to me, on my side anyway, the jury is out as far as was the favor against him because of well, I did see a lot of people say, oh, we're going to burn out Tesla trucks and burn out Tesla cars. That's your car. Why would you burn your car? Because you're mad at the person who created the brand, right? Or who they chose to support. If that's the case, black people should be mad at a lot of brands out here. Yeah, we still, patronize them, right? So I don't think that's it. I think it's because I remember that had my spidey senses tingling during the campaign run, right? And you saw I called them the Avengers. It was they had, RFK, Elon Musk, Ramaswamy, it was a bunch of them coming together, pushing and campaigning on behalf of J.D. Vance and Trump to become president and vice president. And I liked the whole team. I was pretty impressed with what they had, presented, right? But the only thing that always had my spotty senses tingling was several times when President Trump stated during the campaign that he's not really for the EV, the electric vehicle, because as far as the mandate of making it a mandatory purchase or making it more take over, the gas vehicles or whatever, I guess the goal was, because he said it's not going to work in certain areas, like in New York, Midwest, Colorado, where it gets super cold, right? Where it snows or it gets flooding, bad storms. You can't just 100% rely on an electric vehicle in those instances, I guess. So I don't know. I kind of saw it coming, so I'm not surprised at it. And I thought that maybe Elon was going to be able, he thought he was going to be able to change his mind or sway his decision. But Trump is a very bullheaded individual himself, very strong-minded, strong-willed, Gemini. So I don't know how that's going to work. So we'll see where this leads, guys, right? And you join me in the comments. You tell me, do you think that this is official tissue beef, it's over? Or do you think they might come to some type of happy medium and reconcile again? Do you think Trump needs Elon Musk, or do you think Elon Musk was basically a means to an end and he basically knew the whole time, listen, dude, I hear you, but I'm the president, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? So and I'm gonna make the final say and decision. But I don't know. I thought this was interesting, but am I surprised? No. And it's because of that one thing. I felt like the EV was going to be the deal breaker at the end of it all, and maybe I was right? I tell you, my spidey senses be going off. But until next time, guys, I'm going to leave y'all with that, and I'm going to leave you with the brand. If you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend. And from my lips to your ears, I love you. But I need you to show me a little bit of love, right? Come over here and hit that like button, subscribe, engage in the comments, turn on your notifications, and then go tell a friend, and tell a friend. All right? And until next time, it's your girl, Gangali. This is She Could Talk the podcast, and I'm out. Peace. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk